Hey fam, a lot of folks want to know, is it really true? What's so supposed to be true, or what's the question of, is it really true? Well, a lot of you young folks are just getting turned on to Yash Qaraah. A lot of females just heard of Yash Qaraah. I can't really believe that, but I'm just being sarcastic right now. But I know this world is pretty big, and there's a lot of people who's really been on YouTube just having fun and laughter, and they come across me because there's people just making me so damn popular. I don't literally mean that to be an asshole, but I'm just saying when your name is popped up in the search engine so much, people are beginning to say, who is this dude? So it brings me a lot of young people, and they have questions. And it's just not black, it's white, it's Mexican kids, Dominican, Republican. It's a lot of young folks who's being turned on to Yash Qaraah. I have to say, thanks for being negative. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be asshole, but it's like all the negativity has made Yash even bigger. I kid you not. And for the people that's overseas, the young people who've been turned on to Yash, some of y'all become members of 7 Stage. I appreciate you. Now you see what we've been talking about. We can't put a lot of that stuff on YouTube. And I ask you to continue support of the truth and what we do. It's just, if not for you, then it's not for you. That's fine. It's a lot of avenues that you can go to. But mine's is 7 Stage, and I do what I do. But I'm kind of like, as they say, flattered that a lot of young folks, and I don't mean like babies, I mean like 18 to 23, and they didn't really believe that you have to do all of this to be Hollywood, to be famous. They dream is to come to America and be a singer and be, a seamstress or some type of model. They want to bring their craft out in America, and they're going, well, Yash, if my patent works and if I become wealthy, will I have to do this, that, and the other? Is it true? Yeah, it's very true. I'm going to talk about how true it really is. That and much more on the Yash Radio Show. Be back in a minute, y'all. One.
Because we're trying to do it.
Colorado Springs, East St. Louis, live, unlimited, raw, Viper. If you didn't know, now you know.
Qaraah films, Yash, Qaraah, live. You didn't know? Qaraah films, innovative, give it to you the way you live, raw. Only for the grown folks, but the kids are welcome.
Check that mic, make sure it sound right, boys. What you want?
Yash, Qaraah.
What's up, fam? Welcome to another edition of Yash Qaraah Radio. The show is sponsored by 7stage.com pay-per-view. If you're not a member, you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. And it's a beautiful thing when members can tell you how great it is, because anybody can toot their own horn, right? But it's always quality over quantity. Software I use is very great. Final Cut Pro, but it's a lot of elements that I use with it because there's third-party software that I use with it. And there's so many great clips and how everything is combined and rendered, which give you that HBO effect. But it costs, and it's a lot of time consuming. But if you love your craft, you give the people what they pay for, and you give them much more than they bargained for. So this is why I wanted to go into this field of videography, putting films together so that you can see exactly what I see, in a sense, but on a more theatrical level of documentary. Make sense? All right, why don't we get right to the show? Why don't we? So the question comes up. A lot of folks have joined 7 Stage, and there's been a lot of people who just got turned on from YouTube with all the search engines. I tell you guys, when you put people's name over and over again, it gives you high ranking with SEO. Google it, and it'll show you what SEO stands for. Basically, it's like an analytic where you being promoted so hard, even if it's negative. It's like the media. There's no such thing as bad news, as long as it makes the news. So people think they're hurting you, but they're really doing you a just service. They're putting you so high up in the rankings. And with Google, you put in Yash Qaraah, pop up everywhere. I don't care what Bling, you can use Bing, Yahoo, and it's all due to a good service. I have to say thank you. Right? So let's get to these folks asking some serious stuff. Like they say, Yash, is it true? Would I have to do something really crazy to be a singer? Well, if you stayed independent, you would have to. I talk about Ro James a lot because he didn't have to do that. It's upsetting that brother, talented as Ro, he didn't have to do that, but he did it. So, and then here's the thing: this is how the industry works. If you're very talented, and they know there's something special about you, because Satan is very picky as well, they tend to find out your weakness. Now, a lot of dudes come in, they have a fetish for sex. I mean, they love beautiful women, and they'll feed you women. I mean, they have you going and coming. I literally mean ejaculating. They'll get you drunk off every kind of ethnicity of a woman if they know that's your passion. But a lot of times, guys just not into the coochie. They want something to titillate that coochie. So what basically they like to drink, they like to get high, blunts, etc. I use Ro James a lot because he fit the mold. He loves women. He liked Coke, Jack Daniels and Coke, and he loves to get high to the fullest. So that's a deadly combination. It kind of reminds me of Jim Morrison. He was the same way. So what happened is it's easy to persuade him to go to any level because they can lead him by the nose with getting high, drinking, and women. That's a terrible combination. Some people have one. Maybe two, but when you have all three of them, you like to drink, you like to smoke, you like to be around, have countless sex with different types of women. It can be very deadly because they'll use all of those against you to bring you down to their level and have you obeying what they say. Under MK Ultra, they program you. They really do. Tequila, people are telling me she's an agent. Don't trust her. Guys, look. I hear you and I get it. I understand a lot what you're saying, but the girl is telling the truth. Now, for her being an agent, I didn't investigate her life to see exactly what Tequila is doing. I don't care. What I do care about, and y'all calling her crazy, she's not fucking crazy. She's telling y'all some fucking truth. She's on my Instagram and she was telling, she was in the car just talking. People like, oh, this bitch crazy. She can't sing no. Well, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter if she can sing. Half the motherfuckers in the industry can't sing. It's all studio. And when you go hear them live, they sound like shit. Without the music, they don't sound like nothing. What I'm trying to tell you guys is stop with the bullshit and listen to what the girl is saying. She's telling you truth, man. And she said, one of her words were, they'll let you say so much, but they tell you to stay out politics and don't get too much caught up in religion and religious and all that. Don't try to be accurate with the news. And that's truth. That's why Chris Brown be just dancing. He's so fucking crazy right now. The last thing I heard on Chris, he was like, there's so much stuff going on. I'm just going to keep making music. He's unhappy, man. And I don't know why they have children, because they have to give them up as sacrifice. I'm not going off course here, but I'm trying to tell you guys say, is it true? I'm trying to put everything in a circle so that you can make a great evaluation if you want Hollywood. You don't really need Hollywood. Just stay independent. Case in point, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was America's favorite man who used no profanity when he do his comedy. Genius. But they did not persecute Bill Cosby because he was trying to buy NBC for 2 or 3 times. Y'all got that wrong. And I hear Griff say that, but that's not the case. They wanted Cosby because Cosby wouldn't give up his wife, Camille, for a sacrifice, nor would he give up his daughter. Because when you do a sacrifice, you have to sign off on it with blood, and they videotape you to let you know you're perfectly aware of what you're doing. That's what they did to Kanye. So he's being reprogrammed. And that's true. Tequila didn't lie. Kanye won't be the same person when he come back. It's going to be totally different. So, so Bill Cosby he bucked up against the system, trying to buy NBC. They flattered that you want to try, but that don't piss them off. What pisses them off is when you're trying to buy NBC and they know you're due for a blood sacrifice and you're not obeying the rules, and you understand the rules, and you took the oath for the rules, and you signed your name in blood to be where you are. So when your number comes up for a blood sacrifice, they expect you to do it. Now, he gave up his son. Bill Cosby did give up his son. Remember in the 80s or the late 80s, I believe, he gave up his son. They said he was killed on the side of the road changing a tire. He was assassinated. And I don't mean that like political assassination, but it was a hit on him. That was Bill Cosby sacrifice. Will Smith just had a sacrifice with his dad. Okay? He was long overdue for a sacrifice. So what I'm telling you how this thing goes. So Bill bucked. And so they sent him through all that BS with him raping. He never raped nobody. Bill Cosby did the same thing most political people do. Go to orgies and have sex with countless of women and men as well. Hold on a second. I'm writing something down because I don't want to forget this topic. I have to talk about this topic as well. I'm going to tell you how sadistic these people are in the industry, and I'm going to get back on my industry. I ain't going to make films on YouTube. Y'all can forget that. But 7th Stage, I will. I won't dedicate whole films to it, but I will hit on it and show you guys the ins and outs. You got to be a member of 7th Stage. YouTube have burnt me too many times. So here, I'm going to get to what I'm going to talk about that pizza crap. How they be acting like they're talking about pizza, but they're talking about children. See, that's what the Most High was telling us, man. What's ever in the dark going to come to light. They've been screwing children for so long, and these kids are not missing. They're being held as sacrifices. And when they're done having sex with these kids, guess what they do to them? They kill them. And guess what they do with the bodies? They skin the bodies, take the meat, and take it to McDonald's and grind it up with the sausages and hamburgers and distribute it. Did y'all know that? There's a rabbi talking about what they do, and y'all talking about he crazy. He ain't crazy. He's telling you the fucking truth. They found human remains in McDonald's meat just 5 months ago. Y'all think that shit's a joke? Anyway, back to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, he didn't give them what they wanted. Camille, they wanted to sacrifice his wife. No. Your daughter, no. And believe me, y'all probably saying, well, they'll just do it anyway. No, because they have to have they want you to be perfectly aware. See, Satan don't do nothing without you acknowledging him to do so, because the Most High wouldn't honor it. If Satan just go around sacrificing people for you and you become rich, Lord would honor it. And you probably saying, Yash, what do you mean honor it? That's not a person who sells their soul if you go do something behind their back and make them rich. Satan has to know that you're denouncing the Most High for him. that you're perfectly aware you're not on any type of infinities. You are doing this for me, right? The Baphomet, the God. So when they say with God is everything, and with God everything is possible, they don't mean the Most High, Yahweh. When they say God, they mean the God of the Baphomet. So you play on words. See, I told you your English language is fucked. And y'all don't catch it. They be lying to y'all right to y'all face, and y'all think they're telling you the truth. They speaking in code to Satan. When they say God, they mean God of Baphomet, Osiris, Molech. That's who they praising, Nimrod. This December 25th is Nimrod's birthday, not the Most High, son, Nimrod. So Bill would not give them a sacrifice. So it's okay, we're going to bring out these rape cases. And I never raped nobody. It don't matter. We control the media. And he knew they were lying. The people that was going up against them knew they were lying. They was paid to lie. So that got busted, right? So they humiliate him. All charges are dropped. They said, okay, that didn't scare him. They have one more last talk. We want Camille. We want Camille. No, I'm not giving up Camille. I'm not signing off, because you have to sign off on it and acknowledge them that I'm giving up my wife for a sacrifice. You sign your name, you pierce your finger and drop blood. That's signing your name in blood. And they sign off on it, and it's documented. Everybody that sold out and sacrificed their loved one, they make them do it on video. You ever saw that picture called Survivor, how they do things on video behind your back and they vote off this person, and the person don't know they have a jealousy against them? Well, it's just like, that's just what it's like. You say you love your mom, you love your brothers, your siblings, but you go behind their back, sign your name in blood, pierce your finger, dip it in blood, and have them sacrificed, and go out the country like Kanye, then come back out like you're surprised. Kanye dad don't even talk to him no more. So you know dad knows something's up, right? Y'all probably saying, get finished, Bill. Man, I jump all over the place. You know how to do it. So Bill said no on the last time. Well, this is your last time. We need a sacrifice. No, man. Take all my money. We don't want your money. We want your soul. We want your wife's soul. No. Okay. Shoot him up with something. They shot Bill. I don't know what they shot him up with, but whatever they shot him up with, it made him become blind. Bill Cosby was not going blind. They shot him up with something. I'll tell you another person they shot up with MS or Parkinson, Muhammad Ali. You know, Muhammad Ali was very boisterous. They shot that man up with some shit so he could never talk again. Yeah, I don't think this shit's real. Just like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said his daughter died on treadmill. That's bullshit. That Mike Tyson signed his name in blood, dipped his finger in blood, and signed the contract, and it's documented that he did so. And he put a hit on his own daughter. He pretended he wasn't at home. They went in there and strangled her. And they said she was on a treadmill and the safety cord tripped around her neck. Oh God, they did better by saying she was on a treadmill and she slipped off the treadmill and bumped and the treadmill sent her backwards and she fell on her head. You know, contusion, brain tumor, or whatever. She could have died from blow to the head. It would have been more believable than saying she choked on a safety net or safety cord on a treadmill. I was like, y'all buy anything. So is it true? Yes, it's true. In order to be very popular in Hollywood, you have to play their game. You have to do what they say. If you want to be rich, that make your household name. Everybody be calling your name and endorsements would come out there. You'd be all making all kind of money, but the money, it's just like on paper because you're not worth what they say. I said this in my last show. They tell you Dr. Dre's a billionaire. That's only on paper. He's not at all. Nobody in Hollywood owns nothing. Floyd Mayweather say he owned all his houses. They can take them tonight if they wanted to. He owns shit. He sold his soul too. And I used to tell people, I already knew about MMA. I knew about how people in MMA is going to another level. And it was like, no, they don't do that. They do sell their souls in MMA. Okay? Because you don't do MMA the rest of your life. You know, that will give you brain damage. But there's people that go in MMA and become very successful in other entities. And not all of them, but they have their hand, the one they have their hands on. The chosen few will be asked to sell their soul if they wanted to go higher than MMA. Okay. Ronda Rousey sold her soul. You don't make movies because you're cute. Okay. Dwayne, The Rock, sold his soul. You think he got motion picture because he cute or he just got a nice body? They don't give a damn about that. It's all about control and what you're willing to give up versus how good you are. Talent don't mean shit in Hollywood. They can make anything a hit and they can make anything successful. If you're an artist or a rapper, whatever you call yourself, and you sign to a major label, whenever the tracks are done, they take that track into a private disclosed room with a chosen few and they praise Satan to make it successful. Well, John Todd told you all that. If you don't know who John Todd is, go to YouTube search engine and put in John Todd. They killed him. John knew they was going to kill him, but he told so much truth. But see, what people don't understand, the industry did not get wicked to the 50s. Elvis Presley was a child of the Satan. He brought Satan to the industry. See, Satan has to see what people don't understand. Spirits just can't just pop. You have to summon spirit. And Elvis Presley was a guy who was very talented, but he was into devil worshiping, and Satan used him to bring his spirits to the industry. And just do some research on it. He brought a lot of evil to the industry. Elvis was so connected to Satan. This is from his band members, and I'm not exaggerating at all. The band members said they were frightened of him. He knew what you were thinking. When they had meetings, he knew what they were thinking. They was like, how can he do that? I remember one band member said, and you can go, and by the way, don't take my word for it. Go to YouTube search engines and put in The Untold Story of Elvis Presley or Elvis Presley bandmates. And just keep looking, and they're going to they tell the whole truth about how they were so afraid of Elvis because they know his wickedness. They said there was one time the guy said it was raining, just pouring cats and dogs, and Elvis told the guy, open up the roof or something like that. They say, Elvis, it's raining like mad out here. And Elvis said, no, open up the roof. And I guess it was a rooftop, right? And they're all looking at him like, this guy is nuts. So he opened up the roof and he moved his hand in a certain motion, and they say the clouds split open and it started raining. Now, I know y'all saying, well, that would, when the Lord gets involved in it? No, because the earth is Satan's playground. Satan just got to, like when a man is righteous and believe in the Heavenly Father, he walks in the light, Satan has to get approval from the Most High on who he can attack, who is righteous. And the Lord usually give him an okay to test you. That's why y'all be saying, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. It's just a test from Satan because the Lord allowed him to test you. That's the only way the Most High can trust you, right? It makes sense. If you was a coach, you just wouldn't put a person in varsity. They have to work for that, correct? So Most High same way, man. He got to be able to trust you. You don't want no Judas. Everybody sitting back talking about what they're going to do. And half the people that talk good about what they're going to do with their fellow brothers, they're going to be the main one to turn you in, right? Did not Peter deny the Most High 3 times? Hello. That's why Peter wanted to die upside down. He felt unworthy and would be decapitated. So Elvis was an evil guy, and he was connected. And Prince pretty much took right after Elvis. Prince was really connected to people. Once he got around him, he knew what you were thinking. That's why they were so afraid of him. If you notice, most people would never say nothing about Prince that was bad. And he always went everywhere with these 2 women, just like Devil's Advocate. Real talk. Okay. What made Prince so evil and getting... Prince said he loved the Most High, but he didn't. He always said God, and that God is the God of Baphomet. Prince did not have a love for the Heavenly Father. That's why he always went opposite Jehovah's Witness. Michael Jackson, Jehovah's Witness. Those people are wicked. Now, let's just clarify some of this. Prince, most celebrities, once they get into Hollywood, whether they be actors, models, athletes, it's still considered Hollywood because Hollywood controls the money, the wealth, the elites. They give them all Aleister Crowley book. Why? Aleister Crowley book is considered the Bible of Satan. and they all have it in their house. And Prince read the book faithfully. Anything Aleister Crowley did, Prince got it. Everything he made, Prince wrote. He pretty much read it to the T. Prince was a wicked dude. I tell you something else. The Beatles was very wicked. Very wicked. They sacrificed John Lennon. John Lennon was a sacrifice for the Beatles. See how sick it is? It gets deep. Y'all ain't ready for this shit. I mean, this shit I talked about this shit throughout my blog talk shows. But I think I'm going to have to rephrase it. I'm going to have to come back. Now, I'm going to tell you why. At that time, that was 12 years, right? I've reached a lot of people. These people are late 20s and 30s now. But now we got the baby boomers, the 17 to 18, 19. This is all new to them. And they really want to go to X Factor and be famous and get on Rick Ross label, Mayhem. And they heard me and they say, well, is it true? I got to give them this information, man. It's like it's like every 10 years things start over. It's like we're starting over again. And they may be part of the 1/3. And it wouldn't be right for me not to give them this information if they part of the 1/3. There's going to be young people part of the 1/3 too. Fuck the 2/3. Right? So, people refuse to say anything bad about Prince because he was really connected to Satan deep, man. I can tell you another person, Mick Jagger. He put Satan in all his lyrics, most of it. U2, Bono of U2, he's really connected to Satan. I mean, who was the guy that's singing like live ye, Bob Dylan. He's very connected. Now Bob Dylan wants out, but he was doing a 60-minute show with Ed Bradley. Google this, and like I say, don't just take my words for it. Y'all research this shit. I've been telling y'all this for 12 years, going on 13. So here's the thing. Bob Dylan told Ed Bradley, I got to keep my end of the bargain. He said, what are you talking about? Ed playing dumb because he done sold out to, what are you talking about? To the big guy, the Prince of Darkness. I got to keep my end of the bargain. Well, you think he's just playing when he said that? Lady Gaga said, I sold my soul. Tupac, I sold my soul to the devil. He's telling the truth. When Tupac realized he sold his soul to get all those motion pictures, he started rebelling, but that doesn't change the fact that he sold his soul. He did. And those producers gave him blowjobs, man. I know y'all going, not Pac, man, not Pac. Yes, Pac. You can't make them type of theatrical movies if you're not willing to lay down with men. Now, here's the other part. Janet Jackson, I know y'all say, when is Janet going to give a sacrifice? She did. Janet Jackson married a guy overseas. She got pregnant, had the baby overseas, and gave it up. Now, the guy who she had a baby with is talking now. She had a baby, and they wanted it for a sacrifice. They said Janet gave the baby away. And to this day, he don't know what the child is. That was Janet Jackson's sacrifice. They said Prince had 2 miscarriages with women. He just can't have children. That's bullshit. He had one with Mai Tai. The baby was healthy. They ruled it as a miscarriage because they wanted, since Prince was so connected to Satan, they wanted that baby brain like spat right out the vagina. And they drank the blood and ate the flesh of that child as a sacrifice. And after Mai Tai, he went with another female who I don't know her name. And he had a baby with her, which they ruled out as a miscarriage. That was also a born child. Now notice, every time Prince had children, he would rent these floors out and be exclusively just the doctors and a few handlers, and they all signed affidavits. Did y'all know that? Y'all don't know this shit, bro. Y'all don't know Hollywood. I'm telling you, he signed affidavits so they shut their fucking mouth. The same thing that Beyonce did with Jay-Z when they had that fake ass surrogate baby, right? They made them all sign the affidavits. And then the real mama started talking. So I guess they MK Ultra her ass because I ain't heard nothing else from her. That bitch can't have no babies. Beyonce too wicked. Pussy ain't no good. Real talk. This is Hollywood. Is it true? Yes, it's very true. the pizza. Let's talk about the pizza. There's something else I was going to talk about. It was right on my head. I know it was Beyonce. She didn't have a kid. She had a surrogate mother. Oh, it's now coming out that Michelle Obama surrogate mama, as they linked them children to the real mother. Michelle and Obama bought them children as adoption because Michelle Obama is a transgender. Wendy Williams is a transgender. Okay, this is how fucked up the Hollywood. I'm just giving out. Yeah, they're gonna show this shit pretty soon. We're gonna see this in our lifetime when Antichrist announce who they or she are. He or she, they're gonna announce all this. Y'all gonna be baffled. But that's when y'all gonna change. It's time for me to get right. It's too late. Should not find it. Whatever you are at that time is what you're gonna be. So they are now finding out that Obama never had children with Michelle because she can't bear children because she's a man. She's been transgendered. And the adoption mama, I don't know if they're going to kill her, but everything leaks. Them children look nothing like her. Now, those kids are adopted. So how did Michelle have them? Come on. It's just a little FYI there, right? So let's talk about these pizza kids because this came out on Hillary's email. And they've been doing this stuff for decades, getting away with it. So when you see missing children on milk cartons and you see that you go in Walmart and see that wall missing since such and such, they're not missing. They've been kidnapped. I told y'all that they have a crew that goes in certain parts of town and they ask for the ages. We want them between 6 and 10. And they'll say we want them all white. And that's what they'll get. We want 3. And we want them in those age brackets. And that's what they're going to get. And they say, we want a black girl, beautiful, nice looking, virgin preferably, but if not, between the ages of 13 to 15, but we want her pretty. And you know how they recruit and you know how they find you. Lord have mercy, I'm about to tell y'all something. Walk with me on this. Cause I hope y'all hear me. This is very important. I got chills when I get ready to tell y'all this. Listen to this. How do they find the girls that they think they want? Now, back in the day, it was hard. They had to go to school grounds and go to these gymnasium of baseball and football games and watch the cheerleaders. That's how they did it back in the day. They sent out scouts. It's like a scout, but the guy was a perv to decide who was he going to kidnap. And they would take pictures and without their knowledge. Well, they don't have to do that no more. That was the 70s and 80s. They just go on the internet. They go through Instagram. They go, well, the best one is thus far as Instagram and Facebook. And y'all probably say, what? Yeah. Because these young girls and a lot of the older women, they don't want the older hoes. They just want the young one. They upload countless of photos, booty shots, eating, laying in the bed. So basically these guys, they call themselves pizza boys. And, it's really an organization that pizza is a code word for children. Now they have how they work it. They want an age bracket. They want a certain age. They will get us this one between ages, like I say, 6 and 10. But it doesn't stop there. If you notice, most kidnappings are between young children and teenagers. That's what they want. They don't want them too old. They want them young enough. Okay. And then they go on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram and just scout. And they be like, what about her? She's black. Oh, she's beautiful. She's got nice teeth. How old is she? She's 15. Get her. They locate her IP address, Google map it. They know where she's at. And what they'll do is send someone out there, her location, and just watch to see when she come out. And they'll get her routine down packed. They'll see she goes here, she goes there. We'll get her getting off the bus. When she gets off the bus, she walks alone. That's when we'll get her. We'll do it Friday. Or they'll just pick a day. But they do their scouting on the internet. This is how they know what kind of girl they want, how she look. And then some of these girls give them a lot. They twerk, they dance. So they pretty much, and I'm going to tell you something, they're not sexually attracted to that. That's not what they want her for because she can twerk. They want to humiliate her. Matter of fact, they'll dress her up. They make her look real good, right? But then they want to see the horror in her eyes, when they're raping her. They want to see her scream out because the rooms, nobody's going to hear you. They're in a dungeon. They want her to scream out in horror. And while one is raping and the others are watching. And by the way, every killing they do, they videotape. It's like a sniff film. If you want to know what sniff films are, Google sniff films. They're actually live rapings and live killings, and people pay hundreds to $200,000-$300,000 a tape. They sell that shit on the black market. I know you probably think it's not real, but this has been going on for centuries. I would say at least, I ain't gonna say centuries, I would say decades, because video wasn't around at that time. So they've been doing sniff films for a long time. But they go on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get an idea of what they want. See, now mothers and dads are putting their babies on YouTube as makeup artists, cooking. They think it's cute, but there's another guy going, that's him. We want him. Get his IP address. They're well connected. Everybody at Google's a part of the PISA program too. Did y'all know that? So when y'all see these milk cartons and Timmy is missing, he's not missing. He was kidnapped. Let me give you another bullseye, because I've talked about this before. I'm going to reiterate. When Steve Jobs was looking for a liver, you can't find liver, no matter how much money you got. Livers don't come in. A person have to die to get a liver. Steve Jobs of Apple, before he went to Brazil to die. He didn't die when they said he died. He went to Brazil to die. If he's dead, I don't know. But he wasn't dead when he said he was dead. He was in Brazil being pushed around in a damn wheelchair. So Steve Jobs sent a team out to go find somebody with his DNA type, blood type. Y'all probably saying, well, Yash, you reaching. How they going to know his blood type? It's a handheld device that they use in hospitals and private medical labs. It's handheld, just like a phone, and you can stick somebody with it, and within 5 to 10 seconds, it give a blood type. That's how they did it. Okay. So they would just go around, see homeless people or whatever, healthy people, and stick them and say, ooh, his blood type is good. And then they kidnap him. Nobody's going to know. They take the kidney out. If there's anything else they think they want to use, they'll take the kidneys, and the main thing is the liver. But if the kidney's good, they'll take those kidneys too, the eyes or whatever, then they'll cremate the body. There's a black market, and they prefer black men, Negro men. We have the best genetics for his kidneys, hearts, livers. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Jobs killed a black man, a homeless man, to get his liver, because we have the best genetics. So you remember that kid that died in the South? It was in Alabama. He was wrapped up in a mat. Well, that wasn't a hate crime. Somebody killed him to get his organs. He was very athletic. So this is what everybody thinks this shit's a joke. This is Hollywood for you. They give black folks all this money to play and sing, but it's something they want from you. If they don't want your soul, they want your body parts. It's the truth. And a lot of times they know what they want from you when they sign you. Is it true? It's very true. So this is why you got to be very careful what you ask for, because you just may get it, but you wouldn't understand it. And once you understand it, then you want to kill yourself. That's why Kanye West is breaking down, because he realized he really did sacrifice his moms. And the reason he didn't have any feelings at the time, because they had him so doped up and so under MK Ultra, so hypnotized, he was numb to his mom dying. Just like Bruno Mars, he sacrificed his mom. They be so under, he's not, but when they start to wear off, they realize what they did. They have so many emotional breakdowns, and then they say he's having a breakdown, bring him back in. They dope him back up. So when he was at his concert, he was coming out of it again, and he realized what he's doing, and he realized what Jay-Z them as a snake, and boom, he got to go back in. Now, meanwhile, Dame Dash is looking at all of this, because he's guilty as fuck. He know what Jay-Z is doing to him, but Dame has no room to talk because he sacrificed Aaliyah. And to this day, it bothers the shit out of him. Every time you bring up her name, he break down, because he know he signed his name in blood, and they got it documented on video. Why they asking him to sacrifice for Aaliyah? This is what you want to do? Yes. Signs off, pierce his finger, dip it in blood. He's done. That's why they're so afraid to talk. And not to count that they had these guys on tape getting sucked off by Zionists. All these niggas like Pete, all these niggas, even Dame Dash had some gay sex. All of them. Future, all of them. I don't give a fuck how tight, how tough they act. The only people that didn't, if they stayed straight independent and never crossed over. If you, I know y'all saying, Kevin Gates? Kevin Gates is knocking on the devil's door. Because he didn't really need Hollywood. The same thing with Strange Music. You know the brother Tech Nine? He did not need these people. He was doing good in Kansas City, Missouri, but these niggas want to be rich. So he hooked up with a Jewish dude that could take his music to the next level, and he had to get down with some gay sex. So Tech Nine been with dudes too. Like Birdman say, I fucks with dudes too. That's the truth. I can just go on and on with this shit because it's like you trying to reach them. Like y'all don't need to do this. Y'all don't really need to do all this shit. No, man, you don't understand. And then once they get it, they be like, it ain't what I thought. It's too late, nigga. You got a dick in your mouth now. Chris Brown, Chris Brown was pretty much brought in. His mama signed him over. When Chris Brown first came into the industry, his mom signed him over. He couldn't sign a contract. And she knew what they was going to do to him. See, mothers, these parents are bad, man. They want to fame so bad. Trey Songz, same thing. His mother signed him over. And at a young age, they raped them boys. Chris Brown was raped. Trey Songz was raped. Tyga, Young Money, he was raped. Now, Lil Wayne told the truth in the studio. Y'all seen that interview? He said, they did me. They gonna do you too. He said, baby, them got me. They raped Lil Wayne. Yeah, man, they literally raped that boy repeatedly. They raped Tyga repeatedly. Anybody that wanted to be big, they raped Drake too. They got him too. All of them, man. Nicki Minaj was dug out by the whole squad. Everybody in the squad, Young MC, Young Money, that Birdman pointed to, get fuck her. Everybody done fucked her. The whole squad. I don't know about now, but when she first came in, the whole squad screwed her. I mean, she didn't have none of that glitz and glamour. They gave her titties, gave her ass, calves, and all that shit. So when y'all be sitting back going, oh, Nicki so fine, she had more dick than Moby Dick. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times you guys be crying for these celebrities because they so fine, but if you only knew what been in their mouth, you wouldn't want to touch them. Angela Bassett sold her soul. That's how she got the Walk of Fame. She sold her soul a long time ago. That's how she got the Tina Turner role. She had to sell her soul. Denzel Washington sold his soul. He always stayed in the cut, but he's a perv too. He's a cokehead. He counts as a coke, so he don't have to think about the things that's going on. Mick Jagger loved Denzel. These guys, in order to stay where they're at, they have to play the game. P. Diddy coming out every day. He wearing wigs. He telling I'm wearing this shit. Guess who all them niggas done slept with? From P. Diddy, Chris Rock, Terrence Howard, Lenny Kravitz, Lee Daniels done fucked them all. Ain't that some shit? Lee fucking Daniels, who came from nothing. Didn't nobody even take his shit serious. Now he Hollywood with Empire, that motherfucker so Hollywood now. He the one got Monique that movie deal. Because Monique was saying what she ain't gonna do and all that shit. She had to beg for his forgiveness. And they took her to the lab and did some nasty shit to her. That's how she coming back. She had to apologize to Lee. That's why they made her put tape on her mouth and take a picture. I showed that shit. Did y'all see that? Yeah, that's humiliation for telling the secrets, for not obeying. And they dug out. I mean, they had to do some nasty shit, and that's how she got that movie deal. Ain't that something? The shit people do to be famous. Is it true? Very true. You can be independent and be good to go, but don't try to reach for the moon. And what I mean by that, if you independent and you happen to make 20, 30 million, they're going to come after you. I give you another example. Then I'm going to cut this short because I'm going to have to start talking about this more because I got a lot of young people who just been knocking on my door who really just woke up and I can't leave them out in the dark. So, I was going to talk about. Damn, I just slipped my mind. Hate when that happened. I guess it wasn't meant to be, but there's some. I was going to pour this on y'all because I don't think y'all was ready for this. But yeah, I have to bring certain things back out because I used to talk about this all the time, and I reached a lot of people. But now it's like 10 years ago. These kids were 10. Now they're 20. You know what I'm saying? They get it. They're just hearing it. So yeah, I talked about Lee Daniels. I talked about how Hollywood is so perverse. They make you think they're for you, but they're against you. You got to always play the game. Tyga, yeah. They raped Chris Brown so much. That's why he started tatting his body. Because once you get raped or once you start having consensual sex with men in Hollywood to be famous, to keep your popularity, the tattoos make them feel like they're men and they're getting their dignity back. That's why they tat themselves up. Travis Baker, the drummer, he been dug out by so many men. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Usually the more the tattoos in Hollywood is how much they've been abused. And they take it out on their body with tattoos to make themselves feel like they're not faggots. And a lot of them are straight guys, but they suck dick. And they take it in the ass to keep their money coming. I tell you, that's why I talk about Tyrese. Tyrese take his ass to Dubai and swallow more dick than Moby Dick. Then come back over here and talking like he hard and shit. I'm from Compton. What do you say, South Central? Watts or whatever the fuck. And Ludacris, same thing. He goes to Dubai and get fucked, suck dick, and then come back over here. They do it all. All of them do it. And all these niggas want to be Muslims. When they lose their sanity, I'm Muslim now. Kevin Gates is probably the freakiest man on public TV that he don't. I remember he was in concert. He put his fingers in the girl's mouth, and then you got near to kick a girl for grabbing your dick. It don't make sense to me, man. I just don't understand that dude. You had chicks that come up on the stage and you put your fingers in their mouth, which is some nasty shit to me. And they nasty for letting you do it. Then you start choking them on stage. I know y'all done seen this, right? Then a bitch grab your dick. You want to kick her. So what? She grabs your dick. That's that's the world you in. She grabs your dick. Okay, nigga, all right, live. You know? Pause. You want to kick her? That nigga crazy as fuck. And then his girl she all dope. They're just they're too personal. And everything he say, she laugh. You know, I knew Kevin was going when he got on. He was on a fucking interview on a radio show. He said, sometime that woman make you drink her pee. I just knew there's no boundaries for him. She probably shit in the plate, he eat it. And she down with whatever. He could tell her fucked his. You don't get me to believe that Kevin Gates don't have orgies with that woman. And I bet she fuck other dudes while he watch, because they said on the show with Angela Yee that she would let Kevin bring in other women, and he likes certain type of women. So those women that were talking in Angela Yee, that program, y'all can go Google that on YouTube. She was just smiling every time Kevin like, you got pretty lips. His wife was like, just smiling. So whatever Kevin wants, she honors. So he bring a woman home. She will honor it. Kevin fuck her and she fucks her. Right? He pretty much let the cat out the bag when he said a lot of times, other female, he already said he fuck, he have other women and she knows it. When other females, suck my dick, they sucking my wife's pussy. That's what he says. And she just smiles. So that's a wicked couple. They're fucking wicked. When a man put a cross on top of his head and that's a crucifixion for Satan, dude is wicked as fuck. Hey, it is what it is. Hold on. That's why I tell you, don't imitate art. Don't sit back and want to be like these guys. These guys thought the grass was green and they jumped over there, and once they got there, they wanted out. But once you in that circle of rim, you can't get out. It's blood out, man. You really have to blood out. And you get people like Prince. Well, Prince was told he was going to die. Satan gave him a number. But people like Robin Williams, he was tired. Got tired of playing the game. Then they humiliate him. He was an alcoholic. He killed himself. No, what? Everybody killed themselves. I mean, just look at this shit. Look at Bobby Brown. This motherfucker know the elite killed his baby, and he gonna try to pin it on Bobby Christina boyfriend, and then go make 2-3 kids. It's like he don't have no feelings for his baby who died because he's on the MK Ultra too. That's why it's just like when you get up on them stage and these young kids be like, "It's man, this is so real up here, being up here with my idols." Man, they want to be cool with you because they may need you for a sacrifice. You don't want to know nobody in Hollywood because they need sacrifices like yesterday. Now, what's going to be very interesting, Kevin Hart got to give up somebody. And he needs sacrifice like today. He's got to kill somebody. Somebody in his family got to die. So if it's not one or two, because they have made him bigger than Eddie Murphy, Brad Pitt. He's bigger than any actor right now that's living. That comes at a huge price. Satan must really see something in him, but at the same time, Satan going to want a huge sacrifice from him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he 2 people in his family die at the same damn time. You can't be that popular because Kevin is a funny guy, but not that goddamn funny. You can't sell out arenas down there 500,000 because you funny. That's all Satan driven, man. It's all Satan driven. He just like he told the Most High Son, Yahushua, I give you the world if you worship me. Once you worship it, he give you the world. You be household name. All right. They be telling you, offering you $100 million contract. You be like, man, I'm making this money, but it's on paper. You see, Satan something else, ain't he? He make you think you blinging. Yeah, man, motherfucker, worth $150 million. You get, yeah, you know, I can buy it. I got $150 million. They be like, Cal, that's on paper. You're really worth 10. Whew, niggas. Hey, is it real? Yeah, sure enough is real. All the greats have died because they didn't buck. Bear Wright didn't buck. They killed him. Sam Cooke didn't buck. They killed him. All right. Gerald Levert, Sean Levert was a sacrifice for his daddy because the daddy needed a sacrifice long ago. Now, to me, the daddy should just took his own, but he gave up his sons. Now, Gerald Levert and Sean sold their soul, but they didn't want the daddy. They wanted the daddy to give up the 2 sons, and they died right behind each other. Ain't that something? Whew, y'all just don't know. When Tina Marie went to Cash Money, Birdman knew he was going to sacrifice her. He knew he was going to sacrifice her. The people in the industry knew she was going to be sacrificed. And he did. He took her out. She's a sacrifice for Cash Money. Anybody that go to Cash Money got to be out there fucking mind. This is why one dude, what's his name? Mystical. He went back to Cash Money, but he could see the fuckery. He jumped out again. Right? Busta Rhymes went there. They wanted to sacrifice Busta too, but he saw it coming. He jumped out. You see, they kind of know the game. Now, I tell you something. Method Man talks a lot, but he'll never tell the truth about Old Dirty Bastard. Now, some of you young folks don't know who I'm talking about. ODB, Google that. He was a part of Wu-Tang. You know who Old Dirty Bastard was sacrificed for? What's his name? Roz? That was it cousins or something? Roz wanted him sacrificed. And when they sacrificed Old Dirty, Roz came up. That's why he direct movies now. He got all that shit. That's because of ODB. And Method Man knows it. Matter of fact, Method Man came up too because he was doing a lot of cameos and pictures and shit. He sold his soul a long time ago too. We can go on and on and on, but I'm gonna try to just tally it up. You know, give you young folks or put the new people who just came in and said they just shocked to know this. You know, they want to know who this dude, the voice, making these blood sacrifice movies. Baby, that's almost 10 years old. It's me, Yash Qaraah. My voice was sampled on so many people's things. Still people doing it. They take my voice and put it on their show. And they want to know who this guy is. You want to know more about what I do, you have to be a member of 7 Stage because all of my works for the past 2 years, going on 3, is on 7 Stage. That's my own network. I don't put my good shit on YouTube because YouTube capitalize off anything that is great, and you get pennies. They're already billionaires. Well, why would I make them more richer by putting my shit on their network? It don't make sense to me. It just doesn't. So that's it in a nutshell, man. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna bring this platform back on because a lot of y'all are sincere and y'all shocked like shit when y'all saw some of them fails. And some of you young folks joined 7 Stage and you still like, I saw that picture of Chris Brown. Yeah, it's I did an R. Kelly video on 7 Stage, and at the end of R. Kelly's video, there's a picture of Chris Brown, and that's the one they're talking about. And I tell these young people, don't go screenshot that because you're gonna get people knocking on your door. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. As a young kid, about 3 years, 2 years ago, went to 7 Stage and cropped the picture and act like somebody sent it to him. I was like, dude, you're gonna have somebody knocking at your door because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. He's 15. Said, you go ahead and put your family in jeopardy. But I'm telling you, you don't do shit like that because they know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then they're gonna fuck with you, man. This is not something to tamper with. If I wasn't in the space I wouldn't be trying to do this, but I've been a part of this world. I understand this world and I understand this life of Hollywood. And I've been talking about it for 12 years. I'm still here. Right? So there's a way to do it. You know, it's not about disgracing people's family. You know, I'll never talk about their family. I'll never bring their babies in this because it's respect. Now, they grown asses, I'm going to talk about them because I wouldn't have no beef with Hollywood if they just got on there and say, it's up to you guys. You know, you got to do things you don't want to do. And I would leave it alone. But the fact of the matter, they say, if you believe in God, anything is possible and just going for your dream. See, that's bullshit. Because the God is not the Heavenly Father who they think they serve, and they serving the Baphomet God, the Osiris, the Molech, the Nimrods. They won't say that. And they'll just say talent. If you got talent, you're going to make it. And that's not the truth. Half of Hollywood ain't got talent and they dumb as fuck. Some of them can't balance a checkbook, but they know how to suck a dick. They eat poop. Y'all don't believe that, do you? I tell you, if you could ever, like Fantasia, woo, Fantasia, if she ever told the truth, then dug her out so bad she did drink piss. A lot of times these girls, they can do more with women. They wait till they get on their period and make them drink period blood. I'm not shitting you, man. A lot of these women that act, they wait till some of these girls get on their period. It's a ritual. And the girls be on their period and they drink the blood out the woman's vagina. It's a ritual. Y'all probably going, that's too much. No, I'm telling you what they do. They literally drink period blood. And if you're really interested in how many blood drinkers in Hollywood, well, go to Google celebrities blood drinkers. And they'll show you a bunch of images. Then click on images. They usually wear a red band, like a Michael Jackson. He was a blood drinker too. They wear these red bands on their left or right wrist, and they're all part of this organization of blood drinking. And someone wear it around their neck. They drink blood, man. And they say the best blood is a newborn, a baby. And if you're not lucky to get a newborn, get them between the ages of 1 and 6 years old. That's the best blood. I kid you, I'm not making it up. And they eat flesh. See, June just passed, right? Long ago, right? And they meet every year at the Bohemian where they do live sacrifices. Now, when they're not there, they have a team to go out. As I say, this pizza thing, they tell them what kind of kit they want, what type of bill, and they go on YouTube, Facebook, and look for these type of profiles because they make it so easy now. And when they find the kid they want, they just IP their address and they go find them and kidnap them. And they say missing, and they're not missing. They've been sacrificed. And then with the teenage girls, they may just want all Negro women. They want them between the ages of 13 and 16, and they want 10 of them. So they may go to Washington and pick up 4. Then they'll jump to Missouri and pick up 4. I'm just telling you how they do it. And they won't do nothing to them till they're all riled up. And then they'll be all nervous and screaming, and they give them drugs to calm them down. And they fix them up and shit, and then they usually rape them repeatedly till they can't take no more. Then they kill them. I'm just telling you the truth. How they never find a body, because they cremate everybody. Now, some of the younger kids, they'll sacrifice, have sex with them, kill them. Then they dismember their bodies and take their flesh and put it in a whole different pile and wait for a truck to come by, and they take that meat and process it and put it in McDonald's meat. I know y'all saying no. Now, this is how these elites do. They don't eat the flesh. They drink the blood. They drain all the blood out the body, but they take the flesh, dismember the bone, and take all the flesh and take it to what they call it, slaughterhouse, where they have this equipment where they can bleed meat, and they put all that flesh together. Like I tell you, if you cut a human up and cut it off the bone and put it on the table, you can tell it from a deer, from a cow, because they all look alike. And they take that meat and they mix it and they process it in McDonald's meat. I think I said enough for tonight. If you don't believe that, I don't care. But the truth is a lie. Oh. Is it true? It's very true. Yash, Qaraah. I will start talking more about why celebrities are being up front and trying to tell y'all something. They're really trying to speak to y'all and tell y'all the devil is real. And I think at this present time, since there's so many young people who are part of Seventh Stage, who just woke up, even demented Republicans, it's my job to show them what they do, and then they can go Google it and make their own decisions. But it would be a disservice for me not to try to reach the few that is left, because it's only a few. And after we get these few, Hollywood should burn. I thank y'all so much for your support. And I thank y'all for riding with me, man, and believing in this vision that I have. Because without people that believe, you can't achieve. Real talk. People have to have a sense of purpose to know real from bullshit. And when they support it, you can take it far. Let me just tell y'all this, I'm gonna leave. There's no way I could have gotten this far if y'all didn't believe and have prayers for me. There's no way my documentaries could be as great as they are if you didn't believe in this word, and if you didn't believe in me and believe in the Heavenly Father, and if you didn't believe in righteousness. There's no way I could be where I'm at. I could be stern and firm and keeping my head and keeping my wits. I'll be going to the wayside because you care and you see this stuff happening now. Everything's coming to pass. Then you can say, you know what? Yash just ain't putting stuff together just to be putting it together. He's taking his time. He's thinking about it. Then he releases to us. Then you can see what I see. Because I deal with this stuff all the time. It's just great that I got a platform like Seventh Stage to let y'all see it. Because I deal with it every day. I deal with it on a daily. Sometimes my wife be like, you need to take a break. You was talking in your sleep. I said, no, I wasn't talking. I was really visioning. And my wife be like, how did you know this was going to happen 2 days ago? I don't know. I can see things. And a lot of y'all can see things too. You're just not able to put it on video like I can. I can convey it on video. So I've talked enough. I'll talk to y'all soon, man. Y'all be easy. Love y'all very much. Thank you for the support, and thank you for believing in truth. Because if you didn't, it wouldn't be as successful, and it would not have a righteousness behind it. It would be just like YouTube entertainment. Talk to y'all soon, man. Be good.